The best actors that come in to do post-production sound work, and it's generally sound work. I mean, you're not going to do much else in post, I think, if you're an actor, but you're going to want to try to improve your performance. And there's some actors that are very hesitant to do that because they think that the what you shot on set is absolutely the Bible and we shouldn't be changing it at all.
Yeah.
And there are some actors that see it as an opportunity to make their performance better than what they did on set.
Hi, I'm Alex DeLerma, and this is the Cinema Gym. If these videos are helping you and you want to see some more, please like, subscribe, comment. Let's keep this thing going. Hello, Michael Urann, post-production supervisor.
Alex, can we shake hands on camera?
It's been a long time, man.
It has. It's nice
good to see you. Yes, and I'm really thankful that you're doing this because in the beginning of the Cinema Gym channel, podcast, whatever, the focus was just working actors, sharing experience, and I wanted to expand that to other department heads, other areas of the movie making business, cinematography, directors, headshot photographers, and you.
And me.
Actors, till they hit a certain point, they're like, post-production supervisor, what's that?
That's the guy you meet 6 months after the movie's been shot.
Yeah. So before I present the topic in 30 seconds or less, what is the post-production supervisor?
Oh, I love answering that question. The post-production supervisor is the line producer for post-production. So when the movie wraps, everybody leaves set, the accountant turns over the movie to me, and I become the line producer, the day-to-day operations producer on the movie. That's the easiest way I can say it. I mean, what it means is you run the editorial department, you hire the sound mixers, the color correction people, and you finish and deliver the movie.
Everybody involved with now putting the thing together, you're coordinating, supervising all of that, right? Which leads us to the topic. What does post-production want from an actor?
Well, from an actor, what does post-production want? Oh, it's a bigger question than, I mean, it's funny, the catty answer is show up on time. I mean, that's generally what I would say if you're coming in for ADR or something. But look, it's a question for the director. But from my perspective, I would say the post-production team wants you to either do exactly the same thing you did on set because the sound guys didn't get the performance that you liked.
So we're re-recording sound because the sound was not good on set.
Or, and look, the best actors that come in to do post-production sound work, and it's generally sound work. I mean, you're not going to do much else in post, I think, if you're an actor. But you're going to want to try to improve your performance. And there's some actors that are very hesitant to do that because they think that the what you shot on set is absolutely the Bible and we shouldn't be changing it at all.
Yeah.
And there are some actors that see it as an opportunity to make their performance better than what they did on set. It's crazy. There's some really talented actors who you've heard of who will come in, and if they have a scene where they're running down the street and they have to do efforts, which we can talk about efforts because actors are always so interesting about doing them. Like I've had actors come in and do like push-ups for a minute just so they're already out of breath so that their efforts are like really authentic. And you're like, you could have just gone and just faked it that way. I mean, and a lot of people do, but I'm just saying like you're putting in that effort. It really says a lot to someone like me who's watching you improve your performance from what you did on set.
Yeah. And for anyone who's watching this that doesn't understand what we're talking about, so we're talking about ADR, or commonly known as looping. And so efforts is just sort of like this vocalization of a physical effort that your character is making on the screen, but now you're behind the microphone in the studio just like this.
Yep.
And just going, you know, and as you
it
just
feels
said,
monotonous, but it actually makes a big difference.
Yes. And that's something that many actors, including myself in the beginning, you don't understand. The job's not done when they shoot the martini shot and they wrap.
Well, for a variety of reasons, by the way, they're not done. I mean, it's not just that the sound guy screwed up. You know, if every script was perfect, there'd be no editing.
Yeah.
You know, the movie is reconstructed in editorial in a way that sometimes you need to add lines in the movie that you didn't shoot on set to make a story point hit home. So
another good point, right? We might need an actor to come back because not to correct something the sound guy maybe messed up inadvertently, but because
always inadvertently.
Yeah, but yeah, they've added stuff. That's Annie
Yeah.
Hall. Woody Allen's Annie Hall won a Best Picture Oscar, I think, 1972, something like that.
77.
77. Because the editor told Woody Allen, you need to go back and shoot more scenes with Annie Hall. This is her movie. It's her story. And to Woody's credit, he did that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. What is the resistance by some actors to come back? Because I know there is some resentment and or resistance
Very much
for
so.
actors to come back and to re-record some of their lines. Yeah, if it's new lines, that kind of makes sense. But I guess people get pissed when, why didn't you guys get it at the right time?
I've gotten a lot of that. Why didn't you get it the first time, and why isn't this usable? And actually, technology has reached a point where you can save a lot of lines now that you couldn't have saved before, just through like automated sound buffers that you can
There's
put in.
software and things you can do.
There's software solutions that you can use to solve production problems. But yeah, anybody that is told before they come in that we need new lines from you, generally they're very open to that because they understand that you have to solve story problems like with new lines. I've had a lot of people that have come in that are very hesitant to redo anything they did on set.
I'm not going to say his name,
Well, no, it's
but
funny.
I know a story.
That I've told you at some point?
No. You hired my loop group
Okay.
and me to loop a film. All the actors went away, and since I'm the group leader, I
Yes.
stayed behind to finish the paperwork.
You were an A-level star in that movie, if memory serves.
You're right. Bruce was in that. We could say Bruce because he wasn't the guy that was resistant to it.
Oh, right.
I did many Bruce Willis films for you, and there was another actor who was, a lead in that film, and so you were telling me, I go, oh, this guy's coming in. I'm looking forward to meeting him, and you said, that's cool, but just know he's not happy coming back, and we've been having problems. Boy, he wanted this and he wanted that, and then he canceled and da-da-da, and thank goodness he's coming in. And then he came in.
I don't remember which movie this is.
But do you remember the actor?
No, you have
And
to tell me when we're stopped.
He came in. He's a very alpha male individual. He came in and he just started barking at you. I couldn't believe it. And he was just like, can't believe this bullshit. When I did this movie, they got it right.
Was I directing the session?
The mixer wound up actually Michael. Michael clicked with him and directed it. So this
back
guy
to
was
me.
just going off. He was just coming at you. And then if it were me, I'd be so insulted. And I thought, how's Michael going to handle this? And then you just use some humor.
Well, I would say crisis management is sort of the number one job of a post-production supervisor because everything's a crisis.
He just needed to come in and he needed to vent.
Most people are really nice, if I'm being candid. I mean, I met a lot of people, and most of them are very nice. The one who's
You know who I'm
again,
talking
name I
about
won't-
now when I
No,
say-
I don't. The story that I thought you were going to go to is one time I had to have a car service for an actor who was coming from in town, like in Los Angeles,
Yes.
who had 8 lines to do, which would have taken a grand total of 17 minutes. I mean, usually a lot about 10 cues an hour or something like that.
Yes.
But experienced actors can knock out cues really fast,
Yeah.
especially if they're written and they're
Yep.
not speed. Anyway, that actor came in and was only willing to record 2 of the 8 after I'd paid my money, of course, not my money, but I'd paid a lot of money for a car service and scheduled 3 hours at the studio and
Wow.
whatever to have him here and refused to do all but 2 lines.
Wow.
And was angry about the 2 lines.
Wow.
That's very rare though, but it happens.
Incredible. I hope that actors
By the way,
will take...
it's not that I don't even mention who his name is, but his hesitation in doing it was creative. It wasn't that he was having a bad day. He just really liked what he did in production and did not want to change it.
Ah, I see. And then he was...
And without the director here, there's no way I'm getting him to change his mind there. A director is going to have more power than me in that.
When I first started doing ADR, this was for my own first feature, of which I was one of the stars. I hated the fact that I had to re-record some of my own lines because in my mind, through ignorance, how could I possibly make it organic and better than it was when it happened?
Sure.
And it's a question of, what I learned was, it's a question of your background, your training as an actor, and also fear, I think. Annoyance, fear, you're steeped in one way of doing things. Shortly after that, I saw this interview with a very prestigious British actor who's trained at the Royal Shakespeare Theatre. And his viewpoint on ADR was like, oh, I love when I get to go back and it's an opportunity to actually improve my performance.
Exactly right.
And I sat there and I went, yeah. There's technical aspects to acting that we have to understand and embrace. And then when you understand that marriage of the technical side and the art, and that it can be fun, and then you can actually do things that improve the final product.
Well, it's funny. There's so many actors that don't watch their own performances. Like, they won't watch a movie they made 3 years ago. I mean, I think I read one time, and I can't say this for a fact, but I think I had read that Denzel said he never watches any of his own movies.
I don't believe that. But okay.
Even if it's true, but
Yeah.
I mean, part of it is that no one ever thinks what they did was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So again, opportunity. Like, I can improve what I did
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Why not take that opportunity?
Yeah.
Now, if they're asking me for 8 hours of a day to do a bunch of stuff that they could just fix if they wanted to, that's a different story. But that's very, very rare.
Awesome. Thanks for helping to demystify that part of the process a little bit.
Sure.
Appreciate it. Thanks for coming in the gym. The Cinema Gym is all about helping you transition from the stage to the screen. If you're interested in classes, seminars, or private coaching, you can visit the website. Hope to see you in the gym soon.
thecinemagym.com for virtual one-on-one coaching for camera.